Gemini, welcome and thanks for joining me. This is your reading for this new moon in Scorpio happening today. Let's see what the storyline is. If you haven't joined me, well, before, welcome in. And if you're coming back, thank you so much. Thanks for your comments, likes, subscribes. Check out any other readings that titles stand out, Gemini, and so here we go. We'll just get a few cards coming out here. We've got we've got very Geminian card there. One more. Here we go. Well, got two more. Okay, Gemini. So we come out with what is, to me, a kind of amazing card of the Tower. There is sort of Uranian forces are moving around up there at the moment, and certainly over the next week or so. So we've got the Tower here. We see the Eye of Shiva, talking about being infused with a lot of clarity, maybe a new, clearer vision. But we can also see it as, sometimes we dismantle our own towers, as it were. And I think maybe during that eclipse, maybe there was a reading in there for you that you were actually dismantling your own tower to rebuild it. Possibly this is what is occurring for you. Of course, other times in our life, something occurs and it really blasts things around. And of course, we rebuild from that. So I think you've been gradually dismantling your towers for quite a while, and certainly if you've got any strong sort of placements in Scorpio, it's quite a it's probably quite a familiar thing to you to be dismantling your towers, as it were. So I'll just adjust this silly old microphone. We then have what is, to me, a very Gemini kind of card, the lovely Prince of Swords. Now, the Prince of Swords, as is described, it's a very solar, there's a lot of light in here, there's a lot of sun. As is described, these little thought forms, or fairies. Now, thought forms we all have, we all create, and we can all alter them too. I mean, it's all there for the changing of particular thought patterns. And they can be as real as anything tangible or physical. And so we see this prince being taken on a little bit of a dance here. We don't really have a target or an end point here. And I do see it as quite a sort of Gemini thing. Often, you don't necessarily, you're not reliant on a particular outcome as such. You might be heading towards a goal, but you always sort of can pull off remaining quite fluid with that. And so there is a purpose to this Prince of Swords sort of going in all very different directions, many different directions quite quickly, just really surveying the savannah in some ways. I do see it in this prince, looking at many different sides and aspects to any given story, whether it's yours or a situation elsewhere or whatever it is. We then have the Star, which is a beautiful card of healing. We are looking at this Aquarian card here. We're very aware of the whole, of the collective, of the larger cosmos, you could say. At the same time, we are firmly planted on this beautiful earth here. It is a card of healing, primarily. It's sort of overcoming some things here. Now, towards the end here, we've got the Seven of Wands. We see that how it dampens those other six wands, or stymies them a bit, In the Thoth deck, it's called Valor. In a lot of other decks, it's really about standing up for your principles, feeling that you have to do that, feeling that you need to justify certain things. On top of this, or what came out on top of it, also is the Princess of Discs, which is bringing something new in. For some reason, you need to, or maybe some of you are feeling the need to pave the way here because there's something new coming in. It is the birthing of a new you, a new project, a new whatever. But it is coming. It's, you are giving birth to something new here. And maybe you feel that you need to somehow justify that. But in the whole scheme of things, do you really? I guess that's the question, Gemini. So let's go through and clarify for you. So we're looking at the Tower. What is this Tower for Gemini at this time? At this time, just got a couple of cards. Okay, so we're doing a bit of a cleaning and clearing. I'm going to get another, I'm going to get something else for that. We've got the King of Swords blasting out the shit. Excuse my French. The detritus, clearing everything, stripping it back, sorting out the chaff from the oats. Basically figuring out. And in that Prince of Swords, in some ways there's method in the madness, kind of looking at all those various different angles to any given thing, to something about yourself, about your own mind, how it works. We figure out what it is that we keep and what we get rid of. And so I do see it as you dismantling your own tower. With that, we also get the King of Wands, the King of Rods. How do we continue to express ourselves in a vital, charismatic manner, Gemini? We want to sustain this aspect of ourselves. We want to make it more obvious to others, maybe. I'm getting that quite strongly. Anyway, so it's interesting that the sword and the wand, the fire and the air, we're sort of whipping ourselves up into a bit of a fiery frenzy, maybe. Can we have one more card for that? The Tower, please. Yeah, we're understanding ourselves and the process better. We have strength, so we're looking at taming that mind, becoming a bit more of a master of our own mind, because it is our own worst adversary, actually. So in this card we see, this growing understanding of our ego, of our psyche, the differences therein. What is conscious to us? What are those things that are kind of not yet overly conscious? In other words, shadowlands. And we've got a full moon in Gemini coming up, Gemini, in a couple of weeks. And maybe those things will become more obvious to us. But let's look at this Prince of Swords. A lot of these readings, really, there's a theme running through all of them, which is like a real full-on personal, I know it sounds like a cliche, but a personal journey into our own head that is beneficial long-term, but can be quite difficult at the time, or for however long it may last. Prince of Swords for Gemini, please. Who is, or what is this prince? This is a means to come to an understanding of what is our own truth, and to have a really clear and discerning view of that and understanding of that, and firm footing with it, a comfortable, firm footing with that. So we've got the Queen of Swords, the consummate and clear sight, clarity, what is right for you and what is not. We then have a card of choice in the earthly domain of the disc. So we're juggling these discs. We feel like there's a lot of movement going on around us. There's a lot of action going on around us. So we are just keeping this balance. The infinity sign, the figure 8, we're keeping this balance till we make a definitive decision here on what it is in that Prince of Swords that we zero in on. Okay, the star for Gemini. So it's understanding really the machinations of the mind, as is always the case. Oh God, it's never ending, isn't it? The star, a card of healing, a card of being, of feeling really connected, part of this universe. Is the star a healing card for Gemini at this time? I would say 150% yes. So we're looking at the star, Gemini. We get the two. We get the 2 of Wands. So we've got the Wands here. We know our authority underneath it all. We know what we have as resources, because we can look here and see what are our resources and how do we kind of project and utilize those with future in mind. This is what we see here. Again, it's another choice. It's another choice. We're waiting to make a move. Now, asking that star, is this healing? We get the star. As I said, 150% sure of that. Here we are mixing the waters. We've got nothing to hide anymore. Stripped back, naked. There are times when we do have things to hide, let's face it. And we deal with large levels of shame about that. But we deal with them and we let them go. And we offer ourselves forgiveness and love. And then we're back on track again. This is a beautiful card in that sense. So there's something about knowing your resources and what they are for you. They're your resources. Often these things of that nature get given away so easily to others, taken advantage of by others, Gemini. So it's very interesting. Beautiful healing from, what else did we get? We also had the 10 of Cups coming out. How did I miss that? Complete emotional satisfaction within this, really knowing that actually, no, you're in a good place. You're in a good space, Gemini, at this time. Let's look at the 7 of Wands for Gemini. Now that's good. 7 of Wands, we get the 8. We go up. Oops. Where are we? We go up to the 8. Messages coming through. Clear vision, clear sight. There's a river here that's moving pretty quickly. The dam has burst, or what do they say? The drought has broken. We've got messages coming in and out, clear communication, immediate, instant communication Fibre optics are alight. This is good. This is good to clarify that 7 where things are just a level of assessment here, a little bit stymied, a little bit sick of having to justify everything. But sometimes we're doing that in our own head, for ourselves, to ourselves. And I think Gemini, sometimes it's good to let that go, to clear the vista, to let more things come through. So, Princess of Discs, what is this? Birthing. This birthing is a new way of looking at things, is a new perspective maybe. What is this Princess of Discs going to give birth to? Wow. Birthing, something new. A new perspective as much as anything else. I think, again, we get a 2. Lots of decisions going on, lots of choices to be made, Gemini. And this is one that is made, and we see a new moon in the background there. It is made not necessarily by what we're seeing, is what we feel, is those sort of high gut hits that often feel really uncomfortable, but are often the things that we need to listen to, you know. But this is a card of, again, choice, and we base that on very much an intuitive hit, intuitive understanding. We then have 4 of Wands, this happy home. It's 11. It's the happy home card. It's to appreciate that. It's a place to know the place where you belong. That is your foundation. That is your space. That is, you know, sometimes we can feel restricted in our perspective on that, as if that place that we are, that is our base, or it somehow restricts us. But it doesn't really. It's the foundation. I was talking here where we begin with the tower and dismantling that, and we end with this place which is our place and our space, and that is what has been given birth to, it seems. So let's get a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card to sum this reading up. Just a glimmer, please. Oop, just a little glimmer. Oh, we've got On the Poet coming out. Quite a romantic character. Very fast. Muse. Maybe you are a muse to someone else. Speed and targets. So this is a kind of energy that sees what it wants and goes for it fast. Hence the little battle scars, or not battle scars, but wounds of old carried here. But there's an intrinsic beauty and speed about this character, a muse for all sorts of creative wonderfulness. And with that, we also have the journeyman, which is the Fool, stepping off, a leap of faith, something new, a new journey. So maybe this thing you're giving birth to is actually your own. You're creating a new journey for yourself, Gemini. So on that note, oops, I forgot. What have we got? This deck in the Rock Mineral Crystal deck has the elements as well. Now we have fire, passionate creation, travel, and courage, which this new moon in Scorpio certainly demands courage, and has done the last couple of years. And then we have blue lace agate, which is a beautiful stone. Kindness, good communication, peaceful outcomes, love and marriage. So that's a pretty beautiful stone, blue lace agate. I often think of it as the angelic realms as well. On that note, Gemini, thanks for joining me. Totally appreciate it, and I hope you're all well out there. Check out any other titles of readings that may stand out for you, and we'll see you next time. So take care. Ka kite, bye.